Welcome in, beloved soul. Hello, beloved soul family. Welcome back to Celestial Oracle Codes. If you're new, do please consider subscribing. We would love. What do we got going on here? We'd love to have you around. But at the end of the day, beloved soul. I'm like, let's get it all out here. Let's get it all out here. What is coming through at this time is for the version of you who has been standing at the edge of a new beginning, feeling that something is changing, something is closing, something is maturing that you've been building into. Something is bringing you new childlike wonder, nostalgia, joy, and peace and contentment in your life. I love it. And something has you embodying this Queen of Cups energy. So something you're building into while embodying, manifesting through your vibrational frequency and openly being nostalgic, joyous, childlike, wondrous, and just joy-filled in your experiences in life is bringing in a new emotionally fulfilling blessing into your life. Okay. So as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. I'll say it 15 more times before we're done because this seems like one of those messages, okay? So this is the collective messages. I am being asked to rectify and reiterate the fact that all messages may not land on you. If all the messages land for you and you find yourself in the end of this reading, then this entire reading is for you. And there are messages all throughout, and all of the positive energy that can be found within this reading is for you. So the cards are coming up in a very funny way. I'm not going to say funny, but I will say a very defining way. And we'll talk about the definition now. But at the same time, let's just say you may have felt a little hesitation. Feeling that something is changing, something is closing, and something is trying to be born through you, right? Something that either you birthed, or that you have yet to birth, or that you're just not allowing to come through. You're not nurturing yourself enough. You're not giving yourself the benefit of the doubt. You're not seeing all the abundance that you exemplify and really represent, embody. Okay? So that's for some, right? Take what resonates, leave the rest. So this is the little hesitation. So you may have felt like, I know I am powerful, right? I know that I hold this right vibration. I know I'm gifted. I know I'm being guided. I know that I can see my future over the horizon. But at the end of the day, why does it feel like certain blessings, certain love, certain money, certain opportunities, or certain emotional breakthroughs are still delayed? And the message coming through this reading is very clear. You're not being denied, you're being refined. This is refinement energy. The Six of Cups plus the Seven of Pentacles shows us that you are entering a more harmonious fulfillment or emotional existence in life, right? This is where you become emotionally harmonious. You become, you get better control over your subconscious mind, over negative internal dialect, over the impulses or emotionally charged feelings and triggers, more importantly, that you house in this life. So this is you really becoming emotionally mature. This is you bypassing all emotional immaturity, and you really embodying a higher vibration that is a more harmonious feeling and way to be, that is leading to a physical reset in your reality or some kind of physical manifestation that you're waiting to see here. Like, you know, you've planted seeds. You know this thing is growing, whatever this is, or these things. Could be multiple streams of income for some of you. But at the end of the day, there's something here based upon your harmonious vibration, right? The feelings and the emotions that you're now housing. This is you understanding finally that it pays for you to feel good. Even when things don't go your way, even when things don't work out, it pays to stay in this nostalgic, joyous, childlike, innocent feeling of goodness and knowing. The frequency of knowing, right? Where we take this vibration and plant it on here, where we've done things in our true reality and world to build or grow something in our tangible life. And now we're housing this harmonious frequency of knowing and putting that attention and creative spark into this thing and waiting with the frequency of knowing, right? Knowing like we know the sun is going to rise. See how he's looking at this? He's looking at that like he knows this is about to grow in abundance. This is about to show fruit. This is about to be a better part of my life. And he's looking at it the same way people look at the horizon, waiting for the sun to rise. That's the frequency of knowing. And this is what you're being called to embody now. So, now that we've got this out here, okay, and we'll come back to these cards here in a moment. But I really want to touch base on this. 1, 2, 3, 4 on my timer. Let me know that a lot of you are going through an ascension process right now, and things are finally leading to the next steps, or you feel like it's finally starting to click and things are finally coming together. Okay, so a lot of that's going on here. A lot of that's going on here. And if not, then that's what's coming around the corner for you. So the message coming through, like I said, is very clear. You're not being denied, you're being refined. Okay? This is refinement energy, right? Refinement back into the central nervous system that is completely healed and not waiting, clenching, bracing, clutching for the next disaster, for the next disappointment, for the next thing to that they're waiting for the sun to rise or something to grow in their life, and then it turns into weeds or something dysfunctional or toxic to try and drown them out or siphon off their energy. This is the releasing of all that. This is you finally healed from all of that. So the blessing is not gone. The love is not impossible, right? This is also the card of childhood love, childhood innocence, childhood understanding. If you can look here, it looks like he's giving the boy is giving the girl a cup. So this shows the childlike innocence of giving without expecting reciprocity, actually giving out of the generosity of your heart, or just the enjoyment of the moment, of seeing another smile, of having another enjoy your energy that much in this life. And then seeing what that can grow into in your material world is another message that's coming through for some of you with that energy. Very interesting. So this is not that the money is not available, right? The cycle is not meaningless. That's what this means, right? You put work into this. He put work into this. This is you. You put work into something. It was not meaningless, all of this. This is something growing. This is you working, looking intently at something you put a lot of work into that's about to turn into something tangible in your world. Beautiful. So the cycle is not meaningless. The delay, right, is not punishment. You're being prepared to receive in a way that no longer requires you to obtain yourself in ways that are foreign to you, to go and try and find yourself in places that are misaligned with you. So what that means is you're being prepared in a way that no longer requires you to abandon yourself. There's stay in compliance. I want them to key in on whatever they see on these cards. So I'm gonna try and keep it. Oh my gosh, I'm just like I can't get away from them. Okay, so that's the devil back there hiding with all of the paraphernalia and out of compliance picture derogatory picture. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, so at the end of the day, this devil energy tied to you having all the guards up, you feeling like you have to have constant boundaries, you feeling like you need to isolate yourself, you feeling like you can't trust your own intuition, you feeling like fights are always caused around you, you feeling like there's always gossip, rumors, or somebody trying to betray you or start conflict in your life, you feeling like people aren't showing up for you the way that you've been showing up for them, you feeling like people are trying to cut down all the things that you've been trying to create in your external world, and you feeling like nobody is showing that emotional harmony and reciprocity that you've been giving all your life. Wow. Powerful, powerful message. So we got a whole lot of cards out here. And we're going to start reading in some combos here in a second. But I really wanted to show you where I wanted to show you the puzzle that's been laid here, right? Because you're solving it quickly, I'm hearing you're solving it very quickly. And for some of you, I'm hearing failing fast. So for some of you, this is a message to remember that failure is not a thing. Failure is feedback, okay? You perceive failure as the opposite of your success. But to create the growth-oriented abundance mindset that we've been talking about here on Celestial Oracle Codes, you need to remember that a huge part of your abundance or your growth-oriented abundance mindset is actually seeing your failures as feedback, because every time you fail working towards something you want to succeed at, if you never give up, right? Like, no matter what, I'm going to do this. I don't care if I fail 1,000 times energy, right? That's a can-do attitude is what that's called as well. But at the end of the day, if you come up to that many, what you perceive as failures, well, those are actually feedback, right? Every time you didn't, in your eyes, perceptually succeed or achieve a victorious outcome to whatever it was you were desiring, well, that was showing you another pitfall you could take that you don't ever have to worry about again. So failure in your eyes is actually the feedback that creates wisdom in the universe's eyes. So remember that, because the universe is never counting the stakes or the checks or the score. It's not keeping score on how many times you failed at anything. At anything. If you can imagine, the universe is only looking for your success. And so every time you failed, the universe saw it as a success for you trying. Such an important message coming through for so many of you in this reading right now. Do you hear me? For so many of you in this reading right now, I really want you to let that anchor in and just integrate that. Integrate that right now, here today. Stop undercutting yourself, undermining yourself, putting people above you, elevating others in spite of you. No more. You're being prepared to receive in a way that no longer requires you to abandon yourself, overgive, chase, prove, or pour your sacred energy into situations that cannot hold the fulfillment and the fullness of who you are becoming. This reading is about a major reset in love, in money, in self-worth, okay, and in emotional maturity. King of Cups. You got the King of Cups and Queen of Cups here. So this is your outer projection of your emotions, and that's your internal state of your emotions. Oh yes, we're touching it all. Your self-worth and your emotional maturity, right? The way you express your emotions and the way you feel inside. And most importantly, your spiritual power. Now this is what we're really going to touch base here, because I don't like the fact that this is in reverse. So that lets me know, and I'm going to let you know right now, that some of you aren't embarking on your creative aspect. Some of you don't know what to create, or you're not giving into your creative nature. Some of you are not acknowledging that you are creative in general and not being it to see it, not creating the world you love, not being the predominant creators in your life, not creating the life you love, not being nurturing and supportive to yourself, not creating the luxurious, supportive, nurturing environment and the approach that equals the growth and the creative energy of the new phase in your life. Just not accepting that as a part of your new frequency. Not accepting the invitations that would propel you forward in your healing journey for some, your creative ventures for others, your romantic ventures for others, and your business ventures for others. So for some of you, this is an invitation that you decline, that is something that you wouldn't normally do. This is very specific, so take it what resonates and leave what doesn't. Guys, I said we'd say this quite a few times here, but at the end of the day, for some of you, what's resonating for this is the fact that you've been invited to something. I don't care what it is. It's something you wouldn't normally do, or maybe it's people you wouldn't normally hang out with. And if they're seedy or deceitful, or they're bad vibes, and I don't mean bad vibes because you are self-conscious or an introvert or have low self-esteem, because that's the recalibration. That's where you need to go do that. You need to go do that. But what I'm talking about is, if it's a family of thieves, I don't want you to go hang out with them because they invited you to something and I told you that you need to do something new. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about something that can elevate your life and has a vibrational pull on your reality that can propel you forward in the progress that you want to make in record speed. All right, so let's look into these cards a little deeper. So before we do this, let me just say, this is about moving from reckless faith into conscious creation, right? From reckless faith into conscious creation. So that's what that means. When you have the Hermit, the Devil, and the Empress, and specifically the Empress reverse, the Devil reverse, and the Hermit upright. So you're moving from this victim to my reality circumstance or precarious circumstance, from this reckless faith into conscious creation. This is about no longer planting golden seeds in unstable soil, right? Like, we want to make sure that our seeds are only coming up in that Seven of Pentacles energy, where we can watch them grow and know that we're about to yield the rewards and results of what we've truly put our energy into planting into our lives. So this is about becoming the magician of your own life. And the magician has come out quite a few times in these past readings. I'm not going to say it's not going to come out in this one, but it hasn't yet, right? And in the past readings, it definitely would have by now. So what I can see from this point is this is very much about you stepping into your power, understanding your creative potential, you getting out of the own way of the new relationships coming into your life, you releasing and releasing the walls, right? Setting firm, healthy, clean boundaries that guard against any negative energy or aspects that you went through in your past, keeping you illuminated, accepting invitations, even if they feel a little uncomfortable. Okay, I'm hearing uncomfortable. And ultimately, knowing that embodying this vibration of the Queen of Cups, loving, nurturing, supportive, caring, emotionally mature, and being and embodying that emotional maturity and displaying that to the external world leads to this new beginning in love, this Ace of Cups, ultimately resulting in this divine union or a deeper love commitment. For some of you, this is not a commitment. This is a business partnership. For others of you, this is a creative aspected or a soul-aligned platonic partnership. But for everyone, let's say this. This is a soul-aligned, mutually beneficial relationship coming in through the benefit of the blessing, emotionally fulfilling blessing coming into your life through the embodiment, right, of the Queen of Cups on the internal state, the King of Cups on the external state. So you are practicing emotional maturity and balance and ultimately using your emotions to navigate and manifest your world while holding the vibration of someone who is compassionate, nurturing, supportive, caring, and accepting, receptive, refined, and emotionally intelligent, while holding this nostalgic and childlike energy and releasing the negative aspects of the Empress card. So nurturing yourself, supporting yourself, releasing the need to support others before yourself, putting others before yourself, releasing all of that. Being the one who feels their cups first. See all these cups here? Notice the energy of all these cups here. Well, the energy is fill your cups first. Fill your cups so that you can embody the vibration of the Queen of Cups and the nurturing support and compatibility with your environment. And embody, right, the King of Cups and the emotional maturity and reciprocity with the universe so that you can trust your intuition and ultimately use it to navigate and manifest your reality. And allow that to manifest, right, the blessing of the Ace of Cups into your world and create the new beginning and fulfillment that you so deeply deserve and desire. And let that culminate into whatever the harmonious, soul-aligned, mutually beneficial relationship that it will be for you is, because that's what's coming through. And as you do, release the need to control, confine, constrain yourself in Empress energy like a caterpillar. You are now full-blown, upright Empress, which means you are creative. You're not this. You're not looking for a place for shelter. You're not looking for a place for food. You're not looking for a place for comfort. You're not looking for a place for abundance. You're not looking for a place for nurturing. You're not looking for a place for creativity. You're not looking for a place for higher vibrational quality and energy. And you're not looking for reciprocity because you already are the embodiment of all those things. It's such a powerful message coming through, you guys. It's such a powerful message coming through. I love how Shungite like falls down here as soon as I start talking about that. Okay, so the last one, and we're gonna let you get out of here because Lord knows I need you to. And you know what? I'll tap into the energy again. Like maybe I'll leave these cards out here and we'll tap into it deeper when I come back. But obviously, we all have lives, and so let's get us out of here. I feel like I've left enough of this reading for you to know who you are. But as always, this reading is spiritual guidance, reflection, and empowerment. It is not a fixed prediction, and it is not a replacement for your own intuition, free will, discernment, or practical decision making. So take what resonates and leave what does not. And always remain sovereign in your choices. The future is not something that controls you. The future is something you co-create through your energy, your decisions, your healing, your standards, and your alignment. So, I will leave this reading here for today. But tomorrow, we're going to pick it up from here. Because I want to see what other cards come through in conjunction to these cards or what wants to play out. This energy is very important to me. It feels very dear to me in more ways than one. I feel like a lot in the collective are misguided, especially when it comes to, you know what, we'll say people like me, or maybe people like you, or people in general. The skepticism and the locality and the reciprocity and the understanding are so far apart right now. And so we want to bring that congruence and cohesiveness back into the collective of humanity. So this is going to be a part 2 reading. I've just decided today. So I'm going to leave it here today, right? Because we're about at 30 minutes and I just feel like it was going to get too long. So I love you all. This is not the end of this reading. It's not the end of this reading, okay? I'm going to tap into the energy tomorrow and we're going to get the deeper dive, and I promise we'll go all into the things. We'll get some Sovereign Stability Index cards so that we can see some future readings, some integration, some steps to take or that you're already taking, and really to see what vibrational qualities are going to change your life for what you truly desire and deserve in this life. As always, I love you, each and every one, unconditionally. Oh my gosh, there was something. I'm like, what was it? Okay. So, 2 things. I saw 2 crows today, so you guys are all going to have a good day. You get to live that experience through me as well. And also, I met someone today who was dealing with a narcissistic ex. And so maybe that's something that's going on with the collective right now, or narcissism in general. And so I'm not going to give you the harps and ins and outs of the actual conversation that happened between me and this gentleman. And I'm not going to give you the harps and ins and outs of everything that I always bring up regarding narcissism and our relationships, especially when we're empathic or we house a higher vibration that they are attracted to. What I am going to say, because his story touched me and I feel like it resonates with so many of you out there, is that please stop giving your power away to the situation or the circumstance or the belief that they were a pivotal part in whatever that experience was for you. The only reason why they were so important was to become a puzzle piece for you to see how you were allowing their kinds of energy into your life. I can't describe or express it in clearer, or much more succinct words than that. So we'll pick up this reading where we left off. Well, I'll try to leave the narcissism and any of that. We're going to leave all the negative. We're going to check that at the door, right? I feel like we got all of that out here. We did a little bit of shadow work in this little part of the reading. And I'm going to leave it all out here, right? And when we come in this reading tomorrow, if you're here, if you follow, then we will break down what all this energy means, where you are going in the future, how that is resulting in your present, and where that is bringing you from the past. As always, I love you, each and every one, unconditionally. I will eternally and always be grateful for every twist and turn, every lesson learned, and every blessing earned. I am eternally grateful, as I am eternally grateful for each and every one of you on this channel. As always, I send you all of my light, my love,